Sophie Cunningham destroys Caitlin Clark. Haters. You're dumb as if you don't think Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. Approximate read time, 6 to 7 minutes. Last week on her new podcast, Show Me Something, Indiana Fever forward Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back when addressing critics who deny Caitlin Clark's seismic impact on the WNBA. In a now viral soundbite, Cunningham unloaded on anyone who still questions Clark's status as the league's marquee star. When people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, Cunningham thundered, "You're dumb as f." It was a profanity-laced yet crystal-clear defense, and it landed for good reason. Below, we break down exactly why Cunningham's fiery rebuke is as much a factual statement as it is passionate opinion, exploring the numbers, the cultural shift, and what Clark's arrival means for women's basketball. A record-smashing rookie season. Caitlin Clark arrived in the WNBA with a national spotlight brighter than any rookie in league history. After her storied NCAA career at Iowa, where she became Division I's all-time leading scorer and averaged 31.6 points, 8.6 assists, and 7.2 rebounds over her final campaign, Clark was the number 1 overall pick by the Indiana Fever. On-court production. Scoring. Clark averaged 21.9 points per game through her first 20 contests, leading all rookies and ranking in the WNBA's top 10 overall. Playmaking. Her 6.4 assists per game not only topped all first-year players, but placed her among the league's elite facilitators. Shooting range. Opponents quickly learned she wasn't just a deep-range bomber. Clark's effective field goal percentage, .515, sat comfortably above the league average, .49 EU. In isolation, those are all-star numbers. As a rookie, absolutely unprecedented. Number 2, TV ratings and attendance. The Caitlin bump no single player in WNBA history has moved the needle the way Clark has. The proof is in the eyeballs and the turnstiles. Metric, with Clark pre-injury, without Clark post-injury. Change. National TV viewers per game, 1.8 million, 0.85 million, 9 of 53%. Fever home attendance, a 13,750, 7,125, 9 out of 48. Social media engagement, plus 120% YOI. NA. Television. In June, when Clark sat out with a quad injury, national broadcasts saw an immediate 53% drop in viewership. Gate receipts. The Fever's home crowds plunged nearly 48% in her absence, from a league-best 13,750 to just over 7,000 fans per game. Digital reach. Indiana's Instagram and TikTok metrics exploded, with highlights of Clark's step-back threes routinely reaching 5 million views, a 120% surge over 2024's rookie numbers. Bottom line, Clark is not merely popular, she is an audience developer. Wherever she goes, people tune in. 3. The broader cultural impact. Clark's value transcends box scores. She's sparked a nationwide cultural conversation about women's sports in a way we haven't seen since WNBA legends like Lisa Leslie or Diana Taurasi broke through the mainstream. Merchandising. The Fever shattered the WNBA's single-season jersey sales record. In their first month alone, Caitlin Clark's number 22 became the league's top-selling jersey, outselling the next 3 WNBA players combined. Youth engagement. According to the AAU, girls' basketball camps across the U.S. saw a 30% uptick in registrations this summer, with hundreds of new programs citing Clark as their inspiration. Sponsorship dollars. Clark's arrival accelerated negotiations for the WNBA's next broadcast deal, now estimated at $200 million annually starting in 2026, double the current rate. When Cunningham says the league wouldn't be where we're at without her, she's pointing to structural changes. More fans in arenas, more eyes on TV, more dollars at the table. Number 4, why Sophie Cunningham's take matters. Sophie Cunningham isn't just a teammate. She's a veteran voice within the WNBA, a 3-time All-Star known for her sharpshooting at Missouri and her advocacy off the court. When she speaks up, people listen. Locker room credibility. Cunningham's passionate, unfiltered defense reflects Clark's reception inside the Fever. Her peers recognize she's elevating the entire roster. Media savvy. By launching Show Me Something, Cunningham tapped into today's on-demand media culture. Her willingness to speak openly and colorfully resonates with younger fans tired of bland PR speak. Union advocacy. As the WNBPA heads into critical CBA negotiations, Cunningham's public support for Clark underscores the players' united front in leveraging stars to secure better salaries and conditions. Number 5. Addressing the naysayers. Some critics argue Clark's success is a one-off hype cycle, or that the league's growth would have continued regardless. Cunningham preemptively dismisses that. She labels such doubters dumb as f***. But let's unpack their arguments. 1. The WNBA was already growing. Reality. Viewership and attendance were climbing modestly, 3 to 5% annually. Clark's arrival caused a 50% plus single-season spike in on-court metrics. That's order of magnitude different. 2. Other rookies have drawn attention. Reality. Yes, stars like Aja Wilson and Breanna Stewart built their own followings, but none combined Clark's NCAA-driven mainstream fame with immediate WNBA production. 3. Injuries or slow starts happen. Reality. Clark overcame a slow shooting night in her debut, going 4 for 14, and still finished with 23 points. She returned from injury swinging, proving audience engagement isn't fleeting. In each case, the data side decisively with Cunningham. Clark's footprint is in a league-changing category all by itself. Number 6. What comes next? The challenge of sustainability. The challenge now is sustaining the Caitlin effect throughout her lengthy career. On-court consistency. Clark must continue to refine her mid-range game, defense, and free throw efficiency, currently 78.4% to silence tactical counters. Team success. As the Fever push for a playoff berth, Clark's individual brilliance must translate into wins. Cunningham's support underscores the importance of rallying behind her leadership. Brand partnerships. Clark's burgeoning endorsement portfolio, Nike, State Farm, ESPN, will shape the WNBA's business model. Nobody can predict how her crossover appeal evolves. If Cunningham is right, and every indication is that she is, Caitlin Clark will not merely be the face of the WNBA in 2025. She will be the catalyst for a decade-long transformation in how women's basketball is watched, covered, and valued. Final word. When Sophie Cunningham told the doubters they were dumb as fuck, she didn't just speak with locker room bravado. She echoed what the metrics, the economics, and the cultural shifts have all been screaming for months. Caitlin Clark is the undisputed face of the WNBA, and her arrival has taken a league on the cusp of steady growth and launched it into the mainstream spotlight. If you still don't believe it, the numbers and Cunningham's fiery defense might just convince you otherwise. If you've spent even 5 seconds scrolling through social media this season, you know that Caitlin Clark has become basketball's hottest topic, and Sophie Cunningham isn't here for anyone who refuses to acknowledge it. On the latest episode of Show Me Something, the new podcast Cunningham co-hosts with Bravo star West Wilson, the Indiana Fever forward let loose on doubters questioning Clark's status as the WNBA's unequivocal face. In a raw, profanity-laced tirade that's gone viral, Cunningham didn't mince words. Open quote, "When people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, you're dumb as fuck," she declared. "You're literally dumb as fuck." Close quote. Cunningham's bluntness may have raised eyebrows, but the point she made, and backed up with hard numbers, is impossible to ignore. Stat Clark's impact in black and white. Since her historic NCAA career at Iowa, where she became the Division I all-time leading scorer, Clark has carried her signature step-back three-pointer and pinpoint court vision into the pros and utterly transformed the WNBA's ecosystem. The league is riding unprecedented waves of popularity. Attendance surges. Fans are packing arenas, even on weeknights, to watch Clark's Indiana Fever. TV ratings boom. Before her mid-June quad injury, every WNBA